All right. So let's begin with awareness of breathing, as we usually begin. I was just listening to, it was a podcast by Lisa Rankin, she's a physician who's very interested in she's got a lot of TED Talks if you're interested in listening to her, but she talks about our inner pilot light and how we can be empowered to change our health, and how the medical community can work with their patients to create the most optimal healing opportunities. And so today, the one I was listening to, it's not today, it's actually an older TED Talk. She was discussing the inner pilot light, meaning what we have, our authentic ability from the inside to impact our health. And interestingly enough, she was talking about the nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, as well as the sympathetic nervous system. And you don't need to know these words really, but the point is that we have a fight or flight response, and we also have a more relaxation response. And that when the fight or flight response is triggered, then we have all kinds of health consequences because of it. Certain hormones are released. When the relaxation response is triggered, however, it's the opposite. It aids in our health. And so maybe I'm preaching to the choir since you're here at yoga today, but taking care of ourselves through not just the medical care. Of course, the medical component is important. And as Lisa Rankin would tell us, she is a physician. But the other part of it is, diet, exercise, lifestyle. But she also went into other aspects such as our relationships and meditation and surrounding ourselves by positivity, but an authentic positivity, right? Like not of realizing reality as well. So the relaxation response, a long way to say the relaxation response can be so healing for us, and as well as other mind-body practices. So just breath of awareness alone can really help you. I did create a recording that's available to you as well if you ever want to listen to it, just to remind yourself what awareness of breathing is. But you already have this ability within you to focus on, the trick is to focus on your breath, but not try to control it. So to be with your breath and not try to change it in any way. Let's just take, and this doesn't have to be a several minute practice. I know you guys want to move, but it can be 30 seconds. It can be a minute or more. So you get to make it your own in the pauses throughout your day. So we begin an awareness of breathing practice by noticing the fact we're breathing. You can do it sitting, lying down, or standing. And you're tuning in to the fact that you're breathing. You feel the sensation of breathing. For some people, it's prominent in the belly. And for others, it's the air going in and out through the nose. So we're not trying to make the breath bigger or deeper, but rather just focus on the inhalation and the exhalation just as it is. Smooth cycle of breathing. And just this short time alone, you may have noticed that your mind wandered, because that is what the mind does. I don't think I told you this stat before, but I just looked at this study. And it was it stopped in 2015, but Microsoft did a study of several thousand people. I want to say, I'm not going to say the quote wrong, so I won't say it, but let's just say a lot of people, thousands of people. And what they found was, since the impact of the digitalization culture, or phones, social media, computers, our concentration and focus have decreased to that of a goldfish. That's what I thought it was funny. Now, I love fish, so don't get me wrong. I actually have a fish pond, but the idea that our concentration and focus is lowering suggests that we could take steps that are right within us to help our concentration and focus get a little bit stronger or longer. And that begins with awareness of breathing. So just a few more brief moments of focusing on your breath, just as it is. Feel your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice any tension in the body. And you might just notice it without doing anything about it. And focus back at your breath. And if your mind wanders to, when are we going to start moving? Or how long are we going to spend on this? Return your focus to your breath. As you breathe in and you breathe out. So there's no good and there's no bad with awareness of breathing. You can't do it wrong. And imagine that just focusing on our breath helps to strengthen our focus. Maybe we can get more to that average of 12 seconds rather than 8 or 9, that of a goldfish. And now we'll begin our mind-body practice as we start to move. So you might want to scooch towards the front of the chair and rock right and left. So we switch from awareness of breathing to awareness of the body moving with the breath, of course, in the background. So perhaps you change your focus to the sensation of each movement that you take. So the rocking movement, what do you notice about as we rock right and left and right? Come back to center. And let's rock forward and back. So back, I immediately notice that the belly engages, and then rock forward. And we rock back. You might even come onto your heels here and then rock forward. No strain in the lower back, of course. We don't want pain. So that might mean if there's pain coming in, it might be leaning back a little too far. So then bring that back in. So you're not leaning so far back. Awesome. Let's find neutral. Inhale, lift your heels, push down through your feet. Feel the sensation of pushing down, big toes, second, third, fourth, and pinky, press them down as you lift your heels. And then exhale, release the heels back down. Inhale, the heels rise. Exhale, they lower. We breathe in, kneecaps rise towards our palms. Your palms may be on your thighs or your knees. Exhaling, lowering heels down. Let's add in a little bit more movement here and swing the arms forward and then exhale them back. So we're inhaling arms forward, exhaling back. Awesome. Great, Brandon. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Now take your arms back as your heart is forward. Your spine is forward, your arms are back. Now lean back, arms forward. So switch it up. Keep the mind flowing, right? Arms back, spine forward. Arms forward, spine back. Let's find a twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Maybe gaze at your fingers or your thumb. And then bring the left arm forward and take the right arm back. So we're twisting towards the right. Head turns last. This really is just a beginning twist. Inhaling, right arm forward, left arm back. Opening up that left arm. One more time. Right arm back, gaze at the fingertips. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, arms wide. Arms wide. Awesome. Curl your fingers in towards your palm. Wrap your fingers around your thumb. Yes. Circle the hands. Oh my goodness. I know I say this every time. I feel that snap and crackle. Just tells us how we're holding. Awesome. Brandon's circling your arms too. Let's go for it. So take the arms forward, around, and back. You can bend the elbows a little bit. Notice if the weight of your arms is causing any stress, and it might be helpful to bend the elbows a little bit more. At least that's what I was feeling. So let's try it. This is part of the mind-body awareness, right? Which movements cause stress or discomfort, and which ones bring in more ease? Let's extend the arms now and make the circles. And notice how it differs. It's a little bit stiffer with the arms straighter. Good. Lowering the right arm down. Let's lift the left arm to your range of motion. Press down through your feet and your hips and take your side bend towards the right. You might take your left hand and place it on either your right or left thigh to get some leverage here, and then pull the arm and pull the hand into the outside of the thigh and pull it towards the right. So you want to try to square off your shoulders. Notice if the ribs are moving forward. They often do. So we pull them back and then we reach a little bit more, or that's right. You might take a rest and lower your arm back down. Inhale, open up. Gaze at your fingertips. Inhale, bring the palm forward. Press the palm away from you. Now curl the fingers down and towards your palm. And now flex it. Spread fingers. Relax left shoulder. It very well may creep up. So we just say, okay, find that relaxation response, shoulder. Exhale, release the hand. Let's do a cat and cow in between sides. So lean back, spine rounds as your chin goes to your chest. Feel the belly pull in, but don't squeeze it in. So on the exhale, the belly pulls in. Inhale, lift up, shoulder blades on your back. Press your palms down. Now your sit bones are moving back and your heart is moving upwards. Exhale, round the spine. Feel a stretch in the back of your body. I'm feeling it across the top where the shoulder blades are spreading apart. You might even feel it just below your neck, not on your neck, but where that area gets super tight. And then inhale, lift the shoulders up and back, sit bones back, heart rising. Back to neutral. So shoulders on the back. Left hand down, maybe outside right thigh or left thigh. Right arm lifts. Take your time to get the position. Reach high. Press hand into the outside of the right or left thigh and take your side bend towards the left. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Now you could turn your gaze up to the elbow, or you can have the head be more neutral. Check it out, see how it feels on your neck. But really feel the stretch on the side of your body. Inhale, back to neutral. Good. Gaze towards the right arm, and then let's bring it forward. Push the palm towards the screen or away from you. Curl fingers in like a claw, and then press the palm away as though you were going to press the palm into a wall in front of you or somebody else's hand. Check out the right shoulder, draw it back and down, and then curl under and press away. Let's open up our arms into a T. Good. Soften the shoulders, turn the palms upright. Inhale, arms rise upwards, skywards. Press down to your feet and gain space. On your exhale, begin to lean your spine forward, arms out to the side or hands at your hips. Lift the shoulders towards your ears and back. Leaning forward, tack your hips down. Breathe in. Breathe out. I see you, Norlin. Yay. You were missed. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift your arms upwards. Exhale, interlace your fingers and press the palms forward. Good, press the wrists forward. Release your arms. Exhale, start to lower forward. Not necessarily rounding the spine here. Take your hands to your hips. Draw your shoulders up and back. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Now adjust. Notice if your head is hanging down or too far back. See if you can find that extension. So you feel like the spine is one long diagonal line from your sitting bones up through your heart and crown of your head. Take the arms out to the side. Good. On your exhale, bring your left forearm to your thigh and right arm up towards the sky. Make sure that your left palm is upward so you're externally rotating. Gaze at your fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise up, bending the right elbow up towards the sky. Good. So you might feel a little bit of stretch right about here. Open it up. Good. Bring the right forearm to the thigh. Inhale the left arm out to the side and upwards. So you can lean back here, but press down through both feet and hips, perhaps gazing upward. Breathe in. Feel the expansion as you breathe in, because this is a little back bend. Rise up, bending your left elbow, place your hand behind your head. There you go. You can relax the right arm down. And just notice, I'm feeling the left side is a little tighter than the right. Just information for us. Open it up and release it down. So how does yoga help the relaxation response? Well, one is we're moving with our breath. We're releasing tension in the body. Hopefully that's what we're doing. We shouldn't be adding any in, that's for sure. Let's open up. And any of these mind-body practices, some of you might like Tai Chi, and that can also be very helpful to trigger the relaxation response. Knees are over heels, toes are outward. Push down through your sitting bones and pull your belly in and up. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to reach our right arm towards the left, circle it around towards the right, like we're searching for something, and then bring it back over towards the left. Reach, reach, reach. Bring your left forearm to the thigh as you open up the side bend. Beautiful. Now, as you find the side bend, notice if the left knee is coming into center and push down through the foot. You don't have to look at your knee to know this. Feel it instead. Resist. Push down through the big toe mounds on both feet. Lengthen. Take a breath in and a breath out. Press up, down to your feet, rise up. We are in cactus pose. Good. Tilt your elbows slightly forward. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Lean the back of your hands back. Take your fingertips behind your head. Awesome. Bring the elbows forward. Open them up. So we're not pushing the head forward. The crown of the head is rising upward. Exhale, pull the elbows into center. Inhale, open it up. Good. Tilt towards your right. Lean back. Now, notice your knees. Don't look at them, but feel them. Do they feel like they're rocking in or out? And then try to press down evenly through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale towards the left. Breath is in. Breath is out. Rise up to cactus. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh and reach the left arm in a diag. Like you're reaching for the right corner in your room. Then open it up. What are you searching for? Bird watching. We got a lot of hawks near us and they are not welcome. And then go the other way. They are not welcome near our little baby doggies. Circle it open. I have to be on such the watch this time of year. Inhale, take the arm up and over the ear, right forearm to the thigh. That will trigger the fight or flight response. Yeah? Seeing those hawks, they're like breathing right now. Lean your shoulders back, gaze towards your elbow. Push down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Awesome. And bring your hands to your thighs. Let's extend the right leg forward, and you can keep the left knee bent out to the side, or you can bring it in. And perhaps take your tie around your right foot. So if it feels like it's too much opening here, just close that knee up. Probably is more comfortable for you. And then pull once you get the tie around the foot, right? I like it just about at the ball of the foot, but you can play around here and maybe lower it towards center of the arch. So you want it at a place where you can help to flex the toes towards you. Now, you also want the tie to be long enough so you don't feel like you're crunching your shoulders up to get the tie. You want to try to release any stress in the shoulders. And then the other thing that tends to happen is locking the right knee. So push the heel down as you pull the toes towards you. I think maybe I need to turn to the side so you can see better. So we're pulling the tie towards us as the foot flexes. And then you can point your toes into the tie and the arch curls. And then pull it on back. And point the toes and pull them back. So we're getting some good flexing action. Notice how you might feel a stretch behind your calf when you do this. Also, we want to make sure this knee doesn't lock. So if you push your heel down and you pull it towards you, very often it'll soften behind the knee. But take your mind's eye to the back of this knee and ask it to soften as you lift up. And then now we may lift the leg. We may lift it, we may not. It's nice to hold it with one hand if that feels okay for you. So you can have your leg, the leg is heavy. So it could be here, or it could be here, or it might be down here. Try to keep the posture upright. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you have another chair to set your leg on, that's nice too. Let's turn the leg out, heel in, breathe in, and breathe out. Breath is in, breath is out. Inhale, toes back upwards. Pull the knee in towards you and cross the ankle over the left thigh. You can drop the tie for now. Now, if this is too much, keep your foot down like this. I'll turn back. Keep your foot down like so. Then I like to rock right and left just to feel both sitting bones. In this pose, one's going to feel lighter than the other one. We start to lean forward till we feel that hip stretch. Press your palm into your right thigh, not the knee. Be sweet to the knee. Say, I love you, knee. And then as you press down, you might press the skin away from you. And so some of us are going to be right here, right upright, because you feel the opening right here. So you find that spot where you feel sensation. You can always move a little bit more into it. Better to go slower than fast. Tacking the hips down. And then as we lift, you're going to take your hands to the side of the chair, lengthen the leg forward, bend the knee in towards you, give it a hug in, lower it down. Good. Let's inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. A few times, same leg. Inhale it up. Exhale, lower it down. Now you can play with how fast you let it go, or how much the slap of the foot goes into the mat. You don't want to hurt yourself. But a little bit of impact is good for the bottom of the foot, stimulating all those nerves on the bottom of the foot. By the way, if you missed the reflexology session, which was really well attended that we held, it is on YouTube, and you can watch it at the Yoga Moves MS YouTube channel to learn a little bit more about reflexology and the bottom of the foot. And release. Let's do the other side. So now the strap's going to go around the left foot. And you can keep your right knee bent out to the side or forward. And place the heel down. Shoulders up and back. You might want to move a little bit more forward on the chair. See where it's good for you. And then try not to clasp the tie so much you're crunching. And then you might play with where the strap is on your foot. You can play with pulling it towards the ball of the foot, like that. Or you can move the tie down towards the middle of the arch. That always feels really good to me. Then point the toes away from you and towards you. Ooh, stretch in the back of the calf starts to come in. Point, flex, and point and flex. Soften the back of the knee so it doesn't lock. Pull it in, press it away. Let's start to lift the leg up. So when you lift the leg up, sometimes there's a tendency to lean back. We're not looking for that. Try to stay upright. Imagine you have like a rod just lifting you up and you can't lean back. It's like connected up there to something in the sky, keeps you upright, and then decide how much you're going to lift the leg and be right here. shoulders up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. So we're holding here. But we also, like, this is a lot of work. So you want to try to soften into this stretch. So you got work going on, but can you keep the breath? Still a belly breath, but a soft breath. Let's bend the knee and place the ankle over the thigh or foot down next to ankle. So foot down next to ankle, or it's up. We've got our number 4 position and we'll lean forward. Gently pressing the thigh down. And this is a great place to practice breath of awareness as well as awareness of sensation in the thigh. So it's a great place to be. And, you know, I've heard a lot of people say, stay in a stretch for 30 seconds. You know, if you go to physical therapy, they might say that to you. I'm not sure there is a rule, but when we're stretching and you're really feeling sensation, you can, of course, you'll back off if it's too much, but staying in it for the stretch for a length of time is a good thing to do, because it takes a while for our fascia, our musculature to respond. So we breathe in and we breathe out. Let's press down through the right foot, take our hands to the chair, extend the leg, sit tall, and then pull the knee in towards you. Really pull it in, lift up, keep that lift, push down through the right foot, all the way from the knee down into the foot. Exhale, let the left leg go. Inhale, we lift it up. And notice which part of the foot is touching first. Is it the heel? Is it the big toe area like here? Or is it about flat? Is there a right or wrong? Not necessarily. It's going to depend upon how flexible or rigid or length is going on in the calf. I think that has a lot to do with it. And also the mobility in the ankle. So we don't want to hurt ourselves. And if you can, play with it a bit, like to get heel ball toe or toe ball heel as it comes down. In fact, we can slow that down. Let's do it with both sides. So we're going to inhale and take the right knee up and then go for landing on the toes first and then roll through the heel. Do that a few times on the right side. We inhale, we lift up, exhale, lower, toes down first, then heel. One more this way. You got it. Release, heel. Now we're going to go the opposite way. Lift the right knee, lower the heel, then the rest of the foot. Inhale, we lift it. Exhale, heel, ball toe. That's essentially how we want to walk, is heel, ball, toe. But it's helpful to bring this awareness in. One more, bring it in. Drop the heel, ball, toe. Other side, left side. Inhaling, knee lifts, grow tall. And now we're going to drop the toes down first, then the heel. Lift it up, toe, ball, heel. And again, we lift tall. Notice what you're feeling. Want to keep upright. This is core work, right? Like, especially if you're not holding the leg, it's core work to stay upright. Lower the toes, then the heel. One more. Lift it up. Toe, ball, heel. Let's go the other way. Inhale the knees up. Exhaling, heel, ball, toe. And again, heel, ball, toe. And one more time. Lift, heel, ball, toe. You got it. Awesome. We'll start to stand. You can stay seated. We're going to begin in warrior 2. So you can have the strap to your side, the block to your side. Make sure they're out of your way. If you want to sit for warrior two, you can, of course. And the chair can be in front of you or to the side of you. We start in our mountain pose. Our toes are forward. So we feel symmetrical. I was working with a friend of mine the other day, and she was having all kinds of lower back pain. And so yoga therapists are always looking to see, you know, are we standing evenly? This is a really common stance. And she said, I used to do this with my babies or my kids. And then all kinds of pain was coming into the SI joint. So just by becoming more symmetrical in how we stand, that can be very helpful for alleviating lower back pain, which she was noticing already. We did some other things, but that was just one thing. Paying attention to being symmetrical without judgment, because these habit patterns, the way we move, we've been doing it a long time, and some of it is familial. Like if you look at a parent and a child, very often they walk similarly. Let's take our feet wide, holding on to the chair. Push your feet down and pull your heels away from each other. Good. Now bend your knees a little bit. Keep pulling the knees so they're moving towards the toes. They're not falling in like that. So press them away and then straighten. Turn the right toes to the right. And again, we lift tall. So we push down through our feet and bend. What does it say there? Question about stretching. Okay. In this pose, let me see. I know when you guys ask a question, I do pay attention. Before you get out of bed, should hold this stretch for 30 seconds or more. Okay. We'll talk about that in warrior two. So how long do we hold a stretch? That's the question. It's an awesome question. How long do we hold these poses? And the answer is, it depends. If you are super tight in an area, I highly recommend holding the pose for a bit, at least 30 seconds. If you've got the support, there is a type of yoga where you hold a pose for minutes. So play with it, start with 30, but if it's a really super tight area and you have the time, stay in it longer. Stay in it longer. We're finding that is more, it's going to help the stretch and help lengthen the fascia. It's just not going to respond with a quick stretch. All right, the right toes are out for warrior two. I do love your questions. Bend your knee over your heel or ankle. And let's straighten it. So we bend and we straighten. Now you might be feeling a stretch right now in warrior two. A lot of people feel it in their left inner thigh, so the back leg. We're keeping our spine straight, shoulders over hips. Bend that knee and try to angle it over the middle toes. Now, how are you going to know when you're standing like this? If you see your toes, probably an indicator the knee needs to come a little bit more to center. So when you look over, if you don't see them, that's generally a good sign. Now, we're going to feel the right thigh working as the knee bends. We're going to feel the left leg perhaps stretching. It's also going to depend how far to the left leg goes. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to tack that right hip down. So you're angling the hip down, and then maybe you lift one or both arms. And if you lift, actually either way, you can look over your right shoulder, soften your gaze. We're peaceful warriors here. You might lift the right arm. It's your choice. Let's straighten both legs, maybe lift one or both arms. So it's a little bit more balance. Then we bend. One or both arms lift as we straighten. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, let's bend one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in. breath is out. So we've got this breath of awareness flowing as we move. Let's straighten this right leg. That's a long time. Turn all 10 toes forward. Push your heels away from each other. One hand may be on the chair. Let's lean forward, push the hips back. So one hand is on your hip and the elbow's moving upward. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Draw your shoulders on your back. So your shoulders are not rounding. Draw your shoulders on your back. So we roll it. It's a nice way to think about it is roll your shoulders to your ears and then pull them back or up towards the sky and towards each other. Now we're going to push down through our feet. You can soften your knees as you rise up. Oh my, bring your feet together. Feel the impact of the pose. Feel the impact of the pose. Notice how energy is running through you in warrior pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in. And breath is out. You guys are awesome. While we're here, let's practice tree pose on the right side. The trees are starting to wake up this time of year. You must be noticing like tulips and bulbs are pushing through. And it's like, you look one day and then you look another day and it's like, how did that happen? They're growing so fast. So we're going to do tree pose on, we're going to use our right knee and bend it. Let's see. I'm going to face this forward, but you can face the chair. The weight's going to be on the left leg, knee is bent. Right heel can go to the ankle. You could put the right foot on a block. And then heel is still pushing into shin there, into the left shin. Soften the left knee. You could put the foot on the chair. Now, that's going to draw this right hip up. So you're going to want to angle the left hip down. This is only for those of you who feel comfortable in this type of balanced posture. It's not for everybody. I'm feeling a real right inner thigh stretch there with the leg up. So you might have the foot down on a block, or you can push the foot into your shin. Maybe one arm lifts. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Softening as you breathe. You might lift both hands or arms up. You might not, because that's tricky. It's tricky. Or you could switch hands. One hand's on the chair and the other's up. And let's release that. Come back to mountain pose. Come back to mountain pose, and we're going to do warrior two on the other side. If you're feeling like we're standing too long, then have a seat and do warrior two seated. We start in our mountain pose, toes are forward, heels are back. And most people turn out like this. I'm exaggerating, but this is how a lot of people stand. And that is why I say to push the heels out. So the toes are forward, the heels are pushing away. Now, very few people, toes are going in like that. There are some, but for the most part, we turn out. Now we're going to take our feet wider. Go as wide as you feel stable, of course. That's number one. Generally, people feel a little bit more balanced when their feet are wider. But if we go too wide, then you might feel like you're calling upon the leg strength too much. Now we're going to turn the left toes out. The left heel is pulling towards the right heel. So they're like sort of in alignment, not perfect. Don't worry about perfection here. Then we're going to bend the knee over the ankle and inhale and straighten it. And exhale and bend. And inhale and straighten. Now, as you exhale, knee moves over heel. You might take a pause here. So same thing about stretching. For strengthening, if we stay in it longer, it's going to build the muscle a little bit more. Pull the heel towards the other heel. So left heel to right heel. Maybe the right arm lifts. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder, and maybe you lift your left arm. There's so many options on the table. Breathe in and breathe out. Options in your yoga repertoire. Not sure where on the table comes. Breathe in, breathe out. Now let's straighten the left leg and maybe lift one or both arms up. Exhale, bend the knee, lower the right arm down. Inhale, straightening arm upward. Exhale, bending arm shoulder height. Gorgeous, really nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice what's going on here, right? Is your left thigh talking to you? It very well may. It very well may. That's part of the warrior pose. If it's too much, come on out. Take a little break and go back into it. Let's come on out. Turn the left toes forward. We're back in that wide stance. Back in that wide stance. We're going to play a little bit with lunging side to side. I think the best way to show this is for me to have the chair in front here. We'll go wide with our feet, and then we're going to turn our right toes out. So the knee and the toes are facing to the right. We're going to lunge to the right and maybe push the left heel down, toes up, but we're holding on to the chair. You can also keep your left foot down for a little bit easier balance. Then we're going to inhale and lift, straighten the right leg, turn the right toes forward, extend the left toes out to the left. Bend the left knee, push down through the right heel, toes rise. It's a lunge. We're going to play with switching from one side to the other with your breath. Side to side. Now, if you want to go a little bit lower, which you'd feel more, so this might be enough, right? This might be enough. So as a teacher, I'm trying to give you options so that you feel, but no reason to push it more. So now I'm going to take my hands to the seat of the chair instead, which means I can go a little bit lower. So my hands are under my shoulders. I'm going to turn the right toes out, bend the right knee towards the right heel, and then I'm leaning to the right. Now, this left heel might push down, toes up, or keep the foot down. Then we're going to straighten the leg, turn the right toes forward, and then turn the left out, bending the left knee towards the heel, straighten, switch sides. So we're getting into a little bit deeper lunge in this warrior. Straightening, bending, and one more time, alternate it. You can always go a little bit deeper. Now, you could put your forearms down instead of your hands for a little bit more balance, but it's a little harder actually. A little bit more crunchy. Now, some of you might say you don't need the chair. And if you don't need the chair, you could use two blocks like this for the lunges. They could be like this tall wise or down, and then you can lunge. And you will feel it in your inner thighs for sure. If you don't, then you're really a Gumby. So side to side. And one more, alternate it up and come on out of it. And let's practice our squats. So squats or chair pose. Bring your feet back together. You can start your chair pose in the seat and rock up. So like so, or you can start from standing and lower down. So I'm calling these squats because they really are the precursor to a squat, right? So we can rock forward and back and lift up, and it is a squat. The hips are going back, the knees are bending. Now you could start from standing and then go into your squat. Your hands may be on the chair. Might look better back here. So the back is facing me, but so here's squat, and you go as down as you're comfortable and then lift back up. These are so good for our hamstrings. Very, very helpful. Really good for the back. You can take your feet a little bit wider and you might turn them out a little bit. That's okay for the squat. So we're coming down, hips back, and then lift up. Now you'd say, how long should I stay in the squat, right? So we can exhale and lower down. And then as we come back up, push down to rise up. The thighs are working here. You could hold it. You can be here, come to our awareness of breathing. Maybe one or both arms are up, or maybe hands are on chair, and then slowly rise up. Slowly rise up. You also can play with it with the blocks, just like I was showing for the side. You could do something like this, where you're going down and then lifting up. And then a few of you can go down, not most of us, right? But I've been doing it since I was a kid. So don't injure your knees, not allowed. So only go as far as you feel comfortable, no strain on your knees. Try to keep the spine upright as you lower into your squat using hands, blocks. A few of you fingertips may be going down further. Squats are just so good for us. I can't ignore them. And of course, chair pose is awesome too. Now, another place to practice your squats is at the wall. And so we come on down and we can hold it right here. And that's an awesome place to build strength. Doesn't necessarily feel so great, but oh my goodness, does it work your thighs? And then we come on out of it. Woo! That will build some heat. How long should you hold it? Maybe you start with 5 or 10 seconds or 5 or 10 breaths, and then you build it up. At some point, you might build it to 20, 15 seconds, 20, 30, into a minute, maybe. But we want to make sure our alignment is good, that you're supported and you feel balanced. So spine is upright. This is chair pose. We can have our arms forward. We can have our arms up. We're going to have our arms in cactus. All right, enough of that, you're saying. So we'll come on out of that and have a seat. Have a seat. Let's do our final spinal twist. Time goes so fast. For this spinal twist, take your knees to the side. Doesn't matter which side. Knees are together. Feet are about hip distance. Hand to the back of the chair. Find your twist towards the back of the chair. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. So we're pulling the left shoulder back as we twist, or at least I'm pulling the left shoulder back. My knees are going to the left and I'm twisting to the left. Usually we start on the right. Feel your breath. From those squats, you might be feeling like your heart is beating a little bit faster, or your breath is a little bit faster or shorter. So notice it as we begin to wind down. And then return to neutral, facing back. And then we'll turn to the other side. So now knees are walking over to the other side. Spine grows tall. Then we twist. Using the hands on the back of the chair gives you a little bit of leverage for your twist. So you might feel a stretch across the front of the body, like the upper shoulder area, possibly, in the pectoral region, possibly. Feeling the right shoulder blade move in towards the spine. Hopefully you're feeling that. Holding the chair, breathing in. Visualize creating space in between each of the vertebrae in your spine. Exhaling out through the nose. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale back to center and moving back forward. How's everyone doing? Feeling your breath. How does it feel in neutral pose? Let's just flow our arms down by our side and then slowly up towards the sky as though you're moving through thick fog. Yesterday, there was a lot of fog. And then exhale, slowly moving the arms down. And then inhale, flow them up. Palms towards each other. Bring them right to heart center. Gaze in towards your fingertips. Relax the shoulders down. Feel the palms touching. You might feel the sensation of your heart beating with your thumbs against your sternum at heart center. Bring yourself back to this place of awareness of breathing. Air in and out through the nose. We're feeling our breath. We're sensing our breath. We're resisting trying to control it or change it. After working, very often we have more ability to resist the controlling. Let the breath just flow as it is. And be right here in this body. Feel the energy flowing through your body. In your arms, your legs, your torso, your hips, your head. So you're feeling the energy run through the whole body. And we express gratitude for this practice, this ability to light our inner pilot. I love that inner pilot. That authentic place of knowing. Building our mind-body connection with this practice. Breathing in, breathing out. Take some pauses during your wonderful Wednesday. It's so great to be with you today. Namaste.